It's the Powerhouse Woman Show. You're a powerhouse woman, successful, accomplished, but you know the time has come for something else. To pivot, make a shift, or do what you've been putting off for a long time. I'm Monica Pierre, a media entrepreneur, Emmy Award-winning journalist and coach, and I'm on a mission to help you figure out your path forward and create powerful new stories about your life and legacy. There's more ahead. Time to do the greatest work of your life. The Powerhouse Woman Show is sponsored by Fidelity Bank Power, potential of women entrepreneurs realized, with more than 1,200 members. Fidelity Power, believing in the power of you. Hello once again, and welcome to the Powerhouse Woman Show. I'm Monica Pierre, and I am delighted you've joined us. And think about this. Are you the type who says, I'm just a creative type? Or are you the type that says, I'm not creative. I don't have a creative bone in my body. Well, we're going to challenge you today and help you to see the power of creativity and also the creativity in yourself. We're joined by the one and only expert when it comes to creativity. We're joined by Katy Rothschild, Creative Camellia. That's her company. She is the founder. She's the owner, and she is the chief designer of all that they do. And I tell you, when you can think of a simple idea and make it work, that is pure gold. Katy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
All right. And your company, tell us a little bit about that before we dive in.
Sure. So Creative Camellia, I recently started that. I design t-shirts. So the idea behind that was I am a busy on-the-go mom. I have 2 kids, age 2 and under. So they keep me on my toes, and I work from home. So I live in like leggings and t-shirts, but I was really tired of just plain old drab t-shirts, and I didn't feel myself. So I was like, okay, I can't be the only mom that feels like this. So that pushed me to take some ideas I had, just different things I see or something that pops into my head, and turn it into a t-shirt that's cute and comfy, but you could still move around and chase your toddler or dress it up with a jacket. That's the goal. Versatile, comfy, but cute.
Yes, there you go. Those 3 C's are going there. And we're talking about creativity because during the shutdown and the pandemic, everybody was in their warm-ups and their shirts, their ratty shirts. I used to say, I'll have the top on, I'll have some pants, but I'm not wearing shoes during the lockdown. Right. So, but again, how did you decide that this was something? There was, first of all, other moms like me, and I could take the need and desire for cute tees and turn it into a business. Was that something in the back of your head, or that you say, you know what, there's probably more moms like me?
It's actually interesting how I got my start. I run another business. My mom is actually my business partner for our consulting business. We do business consulting and strategy behind businesses. And I recently connected with somebody that I used to work with a while back, and she is an Etsy marketing strategist. And so after working with her, she really encouraged me to open my own Etsy shop. She's like, you have amazing ideas, why don't you go for it? And so I was like, okay. It took people believing in me, really helped me to kind of launch this idea that it's okay to just go for it and be creative and put your ideas out there. And I've had a really great response, which sometimes still boggles my mind. We all have that imposter syndrome, I think, as business owners.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what does creativity mean to you, or how has it played in your life, both personally and professionally, and now as an entrepreneur?
So creativity to me is just anytime you can bring an idea you have to fruition. So that may look very different for different people. I've had people tell me, oh, I'm not creative at all. Well, that's not necessarily true. Think about it. Business consulting, you don't think that as creative, as a creative business, but we are creatively thinking out of the box and solving problems for our clients. That is an idea we've brought to fruition when we give them a solution. And then this business, if I have a creative brain, I guess you could say, and I just see different things that inspire me. I'm inspired a lot by the city, as you can see by my NOLA tea, and just being able to make that happen. I had this design in mind, and thought, okay, this would make a really cute t-shirt, and I would feel confident wearing that, even being a busy on the go mom.
Wow. We're going to check in. We do have Go Katy. So proud of you. You can do anything that you set your mind to. And Cindy Osmer knows exactly that formula. She's a powerhouse woman herself. So thank you for checking in, Cindy. We do appreciate that. And there's so much that we can do in the realm of creativity. So for those who they say, you're sparking something in me, Katy, how can they, number one, be more cognizant and aware of their creativity and the role creativity plays in their lives? So how would they begin?
Well, I just think about anytime you have an idea. It could be how you're solving a problem. It could be, again, a cute design. It could be, I know people that are big into home decor, an idea of decorating your house. Think about anytime you have an idea and how are you going to bring that idea to life? And that is really what creativity means to me. So just be cognizant and thinking, oh, I had this idea, I'm going to bring it to life. That means I'm creative.
Oh, absolutely. Creative indeed. So tell us a little bit about your journey into being an entrepreneur. You talked a little bit about it. What are some of the things that you've learned about yourself as an entrepreneur?
So I learned, that as an entrepreneur, I really enjoy having the flexibility and the ability to live completely, unapologetically, authentically myself. And sometimes,
yes.
and sometimes that's hard. But that is really the biggest piece that I have taken away from that is I get to be authentically me every single day.
Right. And without apology, because I would imagine when you tell people what you do, what you build your business on, they go like, with t-shirts? Is that what
Yeah,
you got?
that's not a real job.
That's not a
Oh,
real job.
yes, it is.
So some advice for other powerhouse women, because sometimes I think we talk too much or have to explain ourselves too much. That's what I basically mean. That when
Yes.
you're unapologetic, you don't have to talk too long. You don't even have
No.
to explain yourself or defend yourself. Talk a little bit
Right.
about that.
To be honest, I still sometimes struggle with over explaining myself, but if you just say what you mean and live your life authentically, you don't need to explain it. Your confidence is going to speak for itself. People aren't going to need an explanation from you, and they shouldn't. Your confidence and how you present yourself is going to speak for itself, and it speaks volumes.
Absolutely. We're checking in Danielle, who we just had on the show just very recently. Go, Katy. I love how you described bringing your ideas to life. And she was still inspired. Yes, authentically me. And that's what powerhouse women. That's right. No need to explain yourself. We talk. We try to, and again, the truth is when we try to explain to others, we never really explain it to their satisfaction. They're not going to believe it. They're not going to, it's just like, oh, okay. And then they're going to go on to somebody else as well.
Exactly. And the more you explain, it's almost like you're having to defend yourself, I guess, in a way where it makes people feel less confident in you versus if you just like, nope, this is who I am. I'm firm in that. And that speaks for itself, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you are showing a lot of people, particularly powerhouse women, the power of creativity, what you can create in your life. And so you're even a little bit surprised the reaction to your business, right? It's really taken off.
Yes, I've had so many people support me, friends, family, strangers. And it's just truly, it warms my heart. It really does, because I do this. I started this as something for me. I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to feel confident while I'm chasing around my two beautiful children all day. But the fact that I can bring that to other moms, other women, just like it gives me goosebumps. I love it. It just inspires me.
Well, you deserve that. Absolutely. So now we've come to the part of the show, Katie, where we do the Powerhouse wrap up, where it's so much fun. It's very simple. We ask you a few questions, and just your initial reaction to it is what we're looking for. So we
Okay.
always begin with your definition, or if you had to describe what a powerhouse woman is, how would you complete the sentence? A powerhouse woman is.
A powerhouse woman is someone who lives unapologetically, authentically themselves every day.
Oh yeah, the double A's, apologetic, unapologetically, and authentically every
Yes,
single day.
every day.
I'm always curious about our guests, and because a lot of times people will put something into our spirit or they will encourage us in some ways. What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received? Who gave it to you? And how have you used it or continue to use it in your life?
So the best piece of advice I've ever gotten is know how to recognize when something no longer um, serves as serves you, and know when to walk away from that. Um,
Oh,
and that
could you
came
give us
from
a
my
little?
mom.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
your mom. Okay.
my mom. She's the best.
Well, she's
Seriously,
also
like
your business partner too, so
she
that's
is,
great.
yes, for our business consulting. She's my business partner with that. She is seriously the best and has gotten me through so much. And that piece of advice goes for business and in life too. Like, for example, I've had like recently a client that it just wasn't working out, or I didn't land the client, and I realized, you know what, that's okay. We're going to move on to bigger and better things. And lo and behold, an amazing opportunity came my way the same week. So knowing how to let that go and making room for bigger and better things.
Is there some type of internal compass for you? Because again, many people would say, look, doggone it, I have the best deal in town. This is great for you. I know best. And just kind of stay too long in the convincing stage. Is that something that you're drawn to internally, or the other signs to let you know it's time to walk away?
I, it sounds crazy, but trust your gut. Like you'll know, because I always, and I'm guilty of this too. Sometimes you stay too long. And you kind of start to get a feeling. It lives in the back of your mind a little bit, and then it slowly, as things happen, it kind of gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and then you're like, okay, no, it's time to move on from this situation, whether that be a friendship or a job, anything, and it's time to let it go so I can make room for bigger and better things.
Would that be your advice to other powerhouse women?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, here's a question that we've just started doing, and it's so much fun because if you could just have one job for one day, what would it be? And why would you want that one job for one day?
I would love to be one of those social media influencers that just travels the world, because I love to travel. I Before we had kids, my husband and I went to Japan, and it was just breathtaking and amazing. And we also went to Mexico too. So I think it would be so cool to just travel around the world and document all the fun things we did. And I don't know. I think it would really just, I love seeing other cultures. I think it makes you more open minded and more understanding as a person.
Yeah, and the beauty, and also that we have more, as Maya Angelou said, more in common. We're more alike than we're
Yes.
unlike, and sometimes we forget that. Very, very good. And let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, I think you have fan clubs here. Danielle says exactly.
I
Trust
love
your
Danielle and
gut.
Cindy. And Cindy, thank you so much.
What wonderful support, and that's just so important to have that. And thank you for the roundup as well. So let's talk a little bit before we close. You talked about the support that you have from your clients, from your family. So what is it, and what could you say to those who say, I wish I were you, Katie. I wish I had that kind of support. Where else can you find it?
I'm big into find your tribe, and that looks so different for everybody. For me in particular, that looks like close family members, my mom, my grandparents, my in-laws, my husband, and then also a few close friends. Now, sometimes that doesn't look like that for everyone else, and that's okay. Find your tribe. It could be a friend group, it could be a church group, it could be a business group. Find people that are going to be your cheerleader
Oh,
and
fantastic.
will cheer you on every step of the way. That's what's important.
That's the power of the tribe. So, how can people find out more about your company, more about what you do, and just to see inspiration and creativity in motion?
So you can find out more about my company. I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook. I actually have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. In my group, I give everyone sneak peeks of different designs I'm doing. So for example, this design I'm wearing, I gave my Facebook group members a couple different designs to choose from, and this is the one they voted that they wanted to see in the shop. So I was able to add that to the shop. And I'm going to be coming out with some holiday stuff. It's really fun community. I'm also on Instagram as well.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we have really enjoyed having you on the show. And there's just so much power and creativity and so much freedom in that. And to be authentic and to be unapologetic is just amazing. And that's what Powerhouse Women are all about. So thank you, Katy, for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that's just amazing. And thanks to all of you for joining us today. So don't use an excuse that I'm not a creative person. No, you are, and you can create and manifest great things. Thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you soon on the Powerhouse Woman Show.